Namaste and welcome to your weekly forecast for July 12th to 18th. A truly powerful and grace filled week ahead. We are navigating a massive cosmic shift this week. First, we have three transit for the moon, and then we have our Atmakarka sun moving into Cancer. Sun moves into Cancer and joins the exalted Jupiter there, creating one of the most blessed transit of the year. Now, Sun represents our soul, our authority, and our visibility, and Jupiter represents our wisdom, our grace, and our expansion. Now, let us see what this golden meeting brings for each ascendant. Welcome to all the Aries rising. Aries, we have four transit this week. Three belongs to the moon, and one belongs to the sun, moving into Cancer, which is a golden transit of this week. But let us start with the moon first, the planet of emotions and feelings, to see how you are going to feel this week. On July 12th, the moon enters Gemini into your third house. Now, your mind becomes restless and curious. Gemini is a dual sign, so you will feel sudden urge to make calls, send messages, plan a short trip, or finally finish a conversation that you had been avoiding. Now, the moon from here will directly aspect your ninth house of higher learning and dharma, which brings a quiet pull towards learning something new or reconnecting with your old mentor or guru. Now, one diva tip here is use these 2 days to communicate, write, or send that one important message. Keep your phone charged because these 2 days will be busy. So, and avoid overthinking because it's into Gemini and your mind will run faster than usual in this transit. Now, on 14th of July, the moon will enter Cancer in its own sign in your fourth house where Jupiter is already there and it's exalted. Now, your emotional focus will shift entirely towards your home, family, and your peace. You will feel a strong pull to be with your mother, cook a comforting meal, or simply stay close to the people you love. You will feel centered if you follow your heart. The moon also aspect your 10th house from the fourth house. Now, 10th house is about our career. So, home and work pull at you from opposite ends for these 2 days. Now, the Diva tip is honor your home for these 2 days. Spend time with your mother, eat warm, home cooked food, or call her if she lives far. Avoid scheduling heavy work meetings if you can help it. And working from home will be very good idea for these 2 days. Now, on July 16, moon will enter Leo, your fifth house. Now, these are very beautiful light 2 days for you. Romance, creativity, children, intelligence, everything is on play and you feel alive. You will feel like dressing up, going out, or expressing yourself creatively. And from the fifth house, the moon will aspect the 11th house of gains and friends, which means social outings or get together will land beautifully. And one diva tip here is this is your fun 2 days. So plan something with friends, go out for dinner, post that creative content, or simply enjoy life. And if you have kids, then spend real time with them today. Even if you are romantically involved with somebody, these 2 days are really good to spend time with your romantic partner. Now, all three moon transits are gentle and supportive this week. So, your overall emotional flow should be feeling positive and steady for this week. Now, let us look at the major transit of this week, the golden transit. So, on July 16th, the sun will enter Cancer, your fourth house, joining the exalted Jupiter. Now, technically, the sun is debilitated in Cancer in the fourth house, but because exalted Jupiter is joining him, Nij Bhanga forms. That is, the debilitation will get cancelled, and this turns a potentially heavy transit into a genuinely supportive one, especially for your home and your inner peace. Now, I would like to tell you here one sutra, which is a golden sutra of astrology. Whosoever has sun in the fourth house, those natives are normally they are born around the midnight from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. And those people who are born in the midday, that is 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., their sun is in the 10th house. So the sun in the 10th has a directional force, it has a directional strength. And sun in the fourth house, that is why when we say that sun in the fourth house is like it is opposite of the midday. And so that is how it gets a sun gets niche in the fourth house. But anyway, because exalted Jupiter is there, it is getting cancelled. The fourth house represents our home, mother, domestic life, inner peace, property, vehicles. Now, this congestion beautifully supports your domestic life. Old family tension softens. Your mother's well being also comes into focus focus, and unresolved matters at home quietly find their way forward. You may expect real warmth, support, or recognition through your mother or family members this week. Time spent with them in person or over a call will especially feel very nourishing. Now, this is a supportive window for property, vehicles, real estate, and if you have been thinking about buying, selling, putting your property on rent, or renovating, the next few weeks are genuinely favorable. Property paperwork also tends to move faster during this transit. Why? Because Sun represents government, and anything to deal with the government or documentation will also see a forward moment. Now, your inner peace gets a real upgrade. You will feel more grounded, more rooted, and less reactive. Even though Sun is naturally debilitated in Cancer, exalted Jupiter cushions that heaviness beautifully. So you will feel more centered than usual. Now, career also gets a quiet lift. The sun in the fourth house will aspect your 10th house of career, which means your reputation, your status, and your public recognition all receives a positive nudge. And bosses and seniors may notice you more this month. Now, why I'm saying more this month is because sun will transit this week, but sun will stay there for 30 days. Now, for students preparing for competitive exams, this transit brings sudden clarity and focus. The fourth house is the house of our primary education, foundational education, and also our mental foundation. So, anything connected to learning will get a real boost now. However, because fifth lord is going into the fourth house, that it is moving 12th from itself, so focus on behind the scene learning and planning. Now, sun turned inwards now support quiet creative work. So, working on creative projects in solitude, like a beautiful use of this time. Now, you may also see expenditure expenses related to your children or their education this month. Conversation about their future, their education, their study, their future plans may also come up because Jupiter blesses whatever direction is chosen. So the spending you see is proactive and not really wasteful. Now, you will also prefer a quiet and a private time with your romantic partner rather than going out and crowded in public places. So, on that pull, and intimacy will deepen in the stillness for this month. Now, with this, let us look at the weekly indicator. Now, personal is high, career and finance is also high, social is also high, and love is medium, health is medium. Saturn in your 12th house and Mercury retrograde still demands attention, especially to sleep and mental rest. But Sun and Jupiter combination in your fourth house genuinely steadies your inner energy. So, one remedy I want to share with you, Aries, is on Sunday offer water to the Sun with a small piece of jaggery in it. This will activate the Sun Jupiter blessings for your home and family and for your peace of mind. And spend quality time with your mother or people at home. So, to all the pioneers of the zodiac, Aries, this is your golden week. Wishing you a good week ahead. And you can always reach out to me on the mobile number and email ID given on the screen if you need any one on one consultation. All the best to all the Aries. Welcome to all the Taurus rising. Taurus, we have four transit this week. Three belongs to the moon, and one is the sun moving into Cancer, which is a golden transit of this week. Now, let us start with the moon first because moon is the planet of emotions and feeling, and we will see how we are going to feel this week. On July 12th, the moon enters Gemini, your second house. So, the emotional focus shifts towards money, family, the food, and the people you talk every day. You may feel sudden urge to sort out your finances, have a long conversation with family, or eat something comforting. Now, the moon from the second house will aspect your eighth house of hidden matters, which heightens your intuition around, especially around joint finances and quiet family dynamics. Now, the diva tip here is use these 2 days to track your expenses, send that pending message to family members, or have the food you are being craving for, and watch out what you say within the family. Words land deeper for these 2 days. Now on July 14th, Moon will enter Cancer, that is your third house. So now your mind becomes active and communicative because third house represents communication and it is a house of courage. So you will feel a strong urge to make calls and send messages, plan a short outing, or finally reach out to your sibling. Now, the moon from the third house will aspect the ninth house of dharma and higher learning, which brings warm conversation with the family or soft pull towards something very meaningful. Now, the diva tip here is make that call today. Connect with your sibling, your father, neighbors, or your close cousins, even work colleagues. A short trip or a long outing will also feel enjoyable. Now, on July 16, the moon will enter Leap in your fourth house. Now, your emotional focus comes home. So you will feel a pull to be with your mother, to nest, to cook, to cook comforting meal, or simply slow down at home. Even working from home will be good for these 2 days. Now, moon from the fourth will aspect the 10th house of career. So even though you may want to rest at home, working concerns may quietly tug at you. So your focus may go there as well. Now, honor your home these 2 days. Spend time and with your mother, cook something nourishing, or simply stay in. Avoid heavy work decisions if you can for these 2 days. Now, all three moon transits for you, Taurus, are gentle and emotionally supportive for this week. So your inner flow should feel warm and steady. Now let us look at the major transit of this week. The golden transit is what I call it. On July 16, the sun, our Atma Karka. See, the Atma Karka naturally is the sun, and also the planet which has the highest degree. We call Jupiter as Jiva Karka generally, and sun as Atma Karka, because sun gives energy to all of us. So our Atma Karka, the sun will enter Cancer for you in your third house. It will join exalted Jupiter. Now, normally the sun is debilitated in Cancer, but because exalted Jupiter is also there joining him, so debilitation and exaltation will cancel the debilitation. The Neech Bhanga will get cancelled, and this will create a genuinely supportive window for your courage, communication, and your daily efforts, because that is what third house represents. So the sun and Jupiter together in your third house gives a real boost to your communication, courage, siblings, and your daily effort. The sun gives you the energy and the visibility, and Jupiter gives you the wisdom and depth. Now, for writing, content creating, podcasting, anything in marketing and sales or media related work, even if you're a speaker, a leader, this is your behind the scene window. So you draft, you edit, you refine, and you polish, and save your launches and big public moves for after July 24th. Why? Because Mercury is still retrograde, and your courage will get a real upgrade. You will feel braver in daily situation and more willing to have important conversation. The fire is real, but use it to write things down first and speak them out loud second. Now, sibling relationship gets quite healing. So, if there has been any distance or tension with a brother or a sister cousin, the wisdom to repair it arrives now. And once Mercury goes direct, the conversation itself will land more clearly. Now, an old teacher, mentor, or sibling from the past may quietly return this month, bringing guidance or completing an unfinished conversation as well. Old hobbies or personal projects you started for yourself may quietly call you back this month. Now, short trips and local travels are supported, but plan carefully. Now, your fourth lord is also moving 12th from itself. So, this is a prime window for spending on the fourth house matter. You might buy a car, invest in your home or a vehicle, upgrade your communication gadget, or any marketing tool that you use, because Sun joins exalted Jupiter here. Any domestic money spent or time spent ultimately secures your family long term comfort. Now, this is a wonderful window for learning, taking a new course, or finishing a skill, upgrade, studying and absorbing work beautifully is there on the card. Now, with this, let us look at the weekly indicator. So personal is high, career and money is high. Social is high, love is medium, and health is medium. Now, Mercury retrograde in your second house demands care with your speech and your food and your daily nutrition. So, eat warm and simple means this week, and Sun and exalted Jupiter is actually supporting you throughout this month. Now, one small remedy I want to share with you is start a small journal, especially from Thursday if you want to, and write few thoughts each day before sleeping, and speak less and write more this week. So, to all the steady natives of the zodiac, this is your golden week. The universe is amplifying your voice and your efforts, and all the best to you. And you can always reach out to me on the mobile number and email ID given on the screen if you need any one on one consultation. All the best to all the Taurus rising. Welcome to all the Gemini rising. Gemini, we have 4 transits this week. 3 of them belongs to the moon, and one is the sun moving into Cancer, which is a golden transit of this week. Now, let us start with the moon first. Why? Because moon, the planet of emotions and feelings, to see how you're going to feel this week. Now, on 12th of July, the moon will enter Gemini, your first house. So, you will feel yourself again. Confidence, energy, and emotional warmth will all return. You are full of charm right now, and the moon from the first will directly aspect the seventh house of marriage and partnership, which brings a beautiful magnetism to your one-on-one connection. Now, Diva tip is for these 2 days. These are your power days, so take your selfie post your content, schedule that important meeting. People will be drawn to you naturally today. Spend time with your spouse as well. Now on July 14, Moon will enter Cancer, your second house. So your focus now will shift to money, family, food, and the people you talk to every day. You will feel a pull to sort out finances or have a long conversation with family. The moon from the second house will aspect the eighth house of hidden matters, which heightens your intuition around money. So the diva tip is track your expenses, review your savings, your bank statement, or have that pending conversation with your family members. But watch your words within the family, they land deeper today because moon can make you emotional and you can speak a lot. Now on July 16, the moon will enter Leo, your third house of courage. Now your mind becomes active and curious. You will feel strong urge to make calls, send messages, plan something with a sibling or friends, cousins, work colleagues. Now the moon from third will aspect your ninth house of dharma and higher learning, which brings a warm pull towards something meaningful. Now the diva tip here is make that call. Reach out to your sibling, make that presentation, and do that pitch. Spend time with your neighbors, with your work colleagues or close cousins, and a short outing or a local plan will feel especially joyful. Now, all these three moon transit this week are gentle and emotionally supportive for you, Gemini. Now, let us look at the major transit of this week. I call it a golden transit. On July 16, the sun enters Cancer in your second house, joining the exalted Jupiter. Now, technically, sun is debilitated in Cancer sign, but because exalted Jupiter is also joining him, a niche bhanga forms and the debilitation gets cancelled. Now, this creates a genuinely supportive window for you, especially for your saving, family, speech, and food. The Sun and Jupiter together in your second house gives a real boost to your wealth, to your family, to your speech, to your food. The Sun gives you visibility and Jupiter gives you the abundance. Now, this is a supportive window for financial growth. Old money stuck somewhere may come back, family wealth conversations open up, and your earning power gets a quiet upgrade. However, big investment and major financial commitments are best held until after 24th. Why? Because Mercury is still retrograde. Now, your voice carries weight. The second house rules are speech, and the Sun Jupiter here makes your words land with real authority and wisdom. Now, use this energy to draft, prepare, and refine what you want to say and maybe put it in action once Mercury goes direct. Why I'm talking so much about Mercury retrograde under Sun transit is because Mercury represents our communication and our intelligence and second houses of speech, and that is why we have to connect these two planets. Now, family relationship gets a beautiful lift. Old tensions with parents or relatives will soften. Family gatherings and meals together and shared celebrations brings genuine warmth for this month because Sun will be there with Jupiter for entire 30 days. Now your food and eating habits will also come get into the focus. So the second house rules of food and Sun Jupiter here often bring a pull toward better eating, maybe traditional home cooked meals or a healthier relationship with food. All of this can happen and you can honor that pull. Now the next thing that can happen is your personal values, which second house represents, may also come under a beautiful review. So what you spend on, what you speak for, and what you inherit from your family, all of it quietly recalibrates this month. And Jupiter Grace help you to keep that genuinely that serves your growth and let go of what no longer does any good for you. Now, Sun Jupiter together from the second house will aspect the eighth house, which sharpens your intuition and deepens the quality of any research or investigation you take on. This is also a good window when unexpected gains may come through inheritance, hidden sources, or sudden windfalls. Now, for Gemini, writing, teaching, sales, or any communication based work, this transit builds your authority behind the scene preparation now sets up beautifully or beautiful recognition. Especially this will you will tend to see this post 24th of July. Spending on family or quality food or an item that brings long term comfort is supported. Why? Because Sun is going 12th from itself, and the 12th from itself that means some expenses and expenditure. But still, because exalted Jupiter is there, these expenses will become like an investment and not really like a loss. Now, with this good thought, let's also look at your weekly indicator. Person is high, career and finance money is high, social is high, love is medium, health is medium. Now, Mercury, your Lagna Lord, is retrograde currently in your first house, which can bring mental fatigue, scattered thinking, and low physical energy. So, sleep and rest well, eat warm, home cooked meals, and avoid over committing yourself for this week. One of the remedy is when you're eating meals, Gemini, especially at dinner time, you try this week that you be fully present to the food on the table and not looking at your phone or TV or talking to people, and choose something warm and home cooked. Now this will really bring a lot of peace and clarity which is required while your Lagan Lord is retrograding. So to all the curious twins of the zodiac, this is your golden week. The universe is building real warmth and real wealth in your life. So all the best to you, and please reach out to me if you need any one-on-one conversation. The mobile number and email ID is given on the screen. All the best to all the Gemini rising. Welcome to all the Cancer rising. Cancer, we have four transits this week. Three of them belongs to the beautiful moon, and one is about the sun moving into Cancer. But let us start with the moon first. Moon, the planet of emotions and feelings, to see how you're going to feel this week. Now, on July 12th, the moon will enter Gemini, your 12th house. Now, this is the heaviest day or heaviest 2 days of the week for you, the 12th and 13th. You may feel tired, withdrawn, or quietly emotional. The moon directly aspects the 6th house from the 12th house. 6th house is of our health and routine, which means your body is asking for you to pay attention to the daily routine and to your rest. So the diva tip here is do not make big decisions these 2 days. Rest, sleep, meditate, or spend time alone. Avoid crowded places if you can because your energy will return in just 2 days. Now on July 14, the moon enters Cancer, your first house, your own sign. Now this is your day. You will feel yourself again. Emotional clarity will be there. Warmth and confidence will also return beautifully. The moon aspects the seventh house from the first house, which is your marriage and partnership, which adds magnetism into your one-on-one relationship. So the diva tip is this is your power days, these 2 days. So schedule that important meeting, post your content, take your selfie, or have that meaningful conversation with your partner. People will be drawn to your warmth for these 2 days. Now on July 16, the moon will enter Leo into your second house. Now the focus is shifting towards money, family, food, and the people you talk to every day. Now the moon aspects your eighth house from the second house, eighth house of hidden matters, which heightens your intuition, especially around finance. So the diva tip here is use these 2 days to track your expenses, check your bank statement, check your expenditure, have a family meal, or sort your financial matters, and watch your words within the family. They land deeper. Why? Because moon gets you very emotional and you can talk more than required. Now the week starts heavy for you, Cancerian, on July 12th in the 12th house, but it lands very beautifully by the midweek. So now let's look at the next one. Now this is what I call a golden transit. On July 16, the sun enters Cancer, your first house. It is joining exalted Jupiter. Now normally or technically the sun is debilitated in Cancer, but because exalted Jupiter is joining him there and meeting him, a Nij Bhanga forms and the debilitation gets cancelled. So the exaltation and debilitation meet together and it gets cancelled. Now this creates a genuinely powerful window for your core identity. It's happening in the first house, your health and your overall life direction. The sun and Jupiter together in your first house, in your Lagna, gives a real boost to your personality, your visibility, your confidence, and your overall life direction. The sun gives you the radiance and authority, and Jupiter gives you the wisdom and grace. Now, this is a rare window for personal growth and self recognition. People notice you, doors that felt closed starts opening, your presence carries real weight in any room you walk into. Now, remember, Cancer, Sun goes 30 days in each house and then returns to your first house. So, Jupiter is exalted only for 1 year, and this period where Sun is meeting Jupiter is only happening for this month, only happening from July 16th until July, maybe August 15th or 16th. So, remember that Sun and Jupiter always makes a very auspicious conjunction in the world of astrology, and it is considered a very good combination determination to get things done and to feel better and to feel confident and to get feel blessed. So use this transit very carefully. Now, like I said, this is a rare window for personal growth and self recognition. People will notice you, and the doors that felt closed can start opening because Jupiter is there. It's blessing you. Presence carries real weight. Expect wealth and financial growth this month because Sun will be there for 30 days. The Sun, your second lord of wealth, meets Jupiter, your lucky ninth lord, right into your Lagna. Now, this creates a powerful Dhanyo combined with Bhagya. So, expect cash flow, financial gains, and genuinely lucrative opportunities to knock on your door. Your health and energy get a quiet upgrade. The Sun on your Lagna typically heat things up, but exalted Jupiter cushions that beautifully. So, you will feel more centered, more grounded, and more confident in your body. Now, divine luck, father support, and right guidance are also on the cards. You will feel divinely supported with strong sense of clarity. So, if you have been carrying an unresolved matter with your father, this month brings the softest possible window to reach out to. Now, partnership also gets a beautiful lift through Sun and Jupiter, respecting on your seventh house of marriage and partnership. So, old relationship finds warmth, new partnership that enter your life carries real wisdom, and business collaboration move forward with grace. Now, for Cancer who have been holding back on putting yourself out there, this is your invitation. Whether it is your work, your art, your business, your voice, the universe is telling you it is the time to be seen. Now, you may spend on yourself this month because Sun is moving 12 from itself. So, there are expenditure and expenses, be it on a personal upgrade, health, self care, but this was generally supported because exalted Jupiter being there, all these expenses will become an investment and not a loss for you. Now, with this, let's look at the weekly indicator. Person is high, career and finance is high, social is high, love is medium, and health is medium. Mercury retrograde is there in your 12th house, which can cause sleep disturbance, mental fatigue, and overthinking, especially late at night. So, sleep on time and avoid screen before bedtime and protect your rest this week, can say. And you can also offer water with milk to Sun every morning or to the Shivling with a small piece of jaggery. Now, this will activate the moon, your Lagna Lord, the Sun, and the Jupiter blessings all together, and that will work right for your first house. So, to all the nurturers, scraps of the zodiac, this is your golden week. The universe is shining its light directly on you, and so wishing you all the luck. And please reach out to me on the given mobile number or email ID in case you need any one-on-one consultation. Welcome to all the Leo rising. Leos, we have four transit this week. Three belongs to the moon, and one of it is Sun, your Lagan Lord, moving into Cancer, which is a golden transit of this week. So let us start with the moon, the planet of emotions and feelings, to see how you're going to feel this week. On July 12th, moon will enter Gemini in your 11th house. So your emotional focus shifts towards friends, gains, social network, your long-term wishes. You will feel a pull to reach out to old friends or revisit your goals. Moon from the 11th will also aspect the fifth house of romance and creativity and kids, which adds warmth to your social side of life. Now, so the diva tip here is use these 2 days to reconnect, call an old friend, attend a gathering, or revisit long term goals you have been quietly carrying. Now, on July 14, the moon will enter Cancer in your 12th house. Now, this will be the heaviest 2 days of the week for you. Why? Because moon is entering the 12th house. You may feel withdrawn, emotionally heavy, or simply tired. The moon aspects the sixth house from the 12th house. Sixth house is for our health and routine, which means your body is asking you to put focus on your daily routine and especially to your sleep cycle, to your rest. So, the diva tip here is do not make big decisions today or for these 2 days from 14 to 16. Keep focus on your daily routine, rest, sleep, meditate, spend quiet time alone, avoid crowds. Your energy will return back just in 2 days. Now, on July 16, the moon enters Leo into your first house, your own sign. Now, you will feel yourself again. Confidence, magnetism, and emotional warmth all will return, and the moon will aspect the seventh house of marriage and partnership from the first house, which brings beautiful magnetism into your one on one connections. So, the diva tip for these 2 days is these are two power days. Schedule that important meeting, post your content, take your selfie, dress up, step out. People will drawn to your warmth today, Leos. And the moon week starts active, dips in the middle when moon is in the 12th house, but looks beautifully by the weekend. Now let us look at the major transit of this week. I call it a golden transit. On July 16, the Sun, your Lagna Lord, your ruler, enter Cancer into your 12th house, joining the exalted Jupiter. So technically, the Sun gets debilitated in Cancer, but because exalted Jupiter is joining him, Nij Bhanga forms and the debilitation gets cancelled. Now, this turns a potentially draining transit into genuinely supportive, and especially since it works quietly behind the scene in the 12th house. The Sun and Jupiter together in your 12th house gives a real boost to your inner life, your spiritual depth, and your foreign matters. The Sun gives you energy, Jupiter gives you wisdom. So use this energy inward, not outward. Now, there will be a genuine desire for solitude, privacy, and quiet time this month. Why? Because Sun will be there for 30 days. So honor it. This is not withdrawal, this is recalibration. Now, this is your behind the scene window. The planning, research, quiet building you do now will pay off beautifully later. Save big public moves and announcement for once Mercury also goes retro, goes direct, because currently Mercury is retrograde. So you see, Ketu is there in your first house, Sun, your Lagna Lord, is going in 12th, Mercury is also currently retrograde. So that is how behind the scene work will give you a solid. Behind the scene work is something that you can really put focus on to. Foreign matters get a quiet activation. So if you have been working on visa, foreign opportunity, or relocation, anything to do with your foreign business, your import export, any foreign education, any long distance travel with foreign, the next few weeks support real movement. Paperwork also, which was stuck, may finally find clearance. Why? Because Sun also represents government and there is a support now. Sun and Jupiter together also will aspect the sixth house from the 12th house. Sixth house is of our health, deaths, obstacles. So old health issues that were lingering may finally find resolution. Sun will put focus and put light. Deaths can be cleared more smoothly, and any hidden enemies or workplace tension will lose their power because Sun, your Lagna Lord, is aspecting. Your spiritual practice, yes, 12th house is also about our isolation meditation. So the spiritual practice gets real lift this month. Sun will be there for 30 days in 12th house. So meditation, prayer, a mantra, or silent retreat, all of this will naturally, you will feel naturally drawn to it. So honor that pull. The 12th house is the house of moksha as well. And Jupiter here blesses every minute spent inward. Now, sleep, dreams, and your inner world would all carry guidance. And so, what you can do is keep a notebook by your bedside table. The insight that comes through this month are not random, they are real insights. So, a quite care note for you, Leos, because Sun is your Lagna Lord, entering 12th house. So, some physical fatigue, low energy, or pull toward isolation is very, very natural. So, rest early, do not push through when your body signals slow down, and honor the inward mood rather than fighting it. Spending on travel, charity, spiritual matter, or quiet personal upgrades is supported. With Sun joining exalted Jupiter, the expenses is an investment and not a loss. Now, with this good thought, let's look at your weekly indicator. Personal is medium, career, money is medium, social is medium, love is medium, and health is low. The Sun, your Lagna Lord, sits in 12th house with Mercury retrograde. Now, this combination can drain physical energy, like we discussed before, and may disturb your sleep and bring mental fatigue. So, what you can do here is sleep early, eat warm meals, home cooked meals, and protect your rest carefully. One remedy I can share with you is feed a stray dog or a street animal. If not stray animals in your locality, visit an animal rescue center this week or maybe this month and comfort them. Go and comfort them, and do it being very quiet. Unwitnessed giving honors the inward energy of this transit. So, to all the radiant lions of the zodiac, this is your quiet golden week. Have a good week ahead. And if you need anyone on consultation, please reach out to me on the given mobile number or email ID. All the best to all the Leos. Welcome to all the Virgo rising. Virgos, we have four transits this week. Three of them belongs to the moon, and one is the sun moving into Cancer, which is the golden transit. But let us start with the moon, the planet of emotions and feelings, to see how we are going to feel this week. So on July 12th, the moon enters Gemini in your 12th house. Emotional focus shifts straight to your career house, to your status, to your public reputation. You may feel a sudden urge to push something forward at work, finish your pending project, or reach out to a senior. Now, the moon from there will aspect your fourth house of home, which adds a quiet pull between work and family. So the Diva tip here is use these 2 days for career moves. Send that important email, schedule that meeting, or finish the work that has been pending, and keep family conversations soft because work is having the spotlight these 2 days. Now on July 14th, Moon will enter Cancer, your 11th house. Now your emotions will focus, the shift will happen towards your friends, gains, and to your long term wishes. Old friends may reach out, and your social side will feel naturally alive. The moon from 11th will aspect your fifth house of romance and creativity. So, this is also good for launching a new project or going and doing that presentation. So, the diva tip here is reconnect with old friends, attend that gathering, revisit a long term goal. These 2 days are beautiful 2 days for social warmth and to focus on your creativity. Now, on July 16th, the moon enters Leo, your 12th house. Now, this is the heaviest 2 days of the week for you. You may feel withdrawn or tired or emotionally weak. The moon can also make you fatigued here. So just take care of your rest and especially your sleep cycle. The moon from 12th will aspect the sixth house of health and routine, which means your body is asking for quiet rest. So do not push for yourself these 2 days. Rest, sleep, meditate, spend quiet time alone. Avoid crowded places or avoid taking big decisions. Your energy will return just in 2 days. Now, the moon week starts strong on career in your 10th, then lift socially midweek in your 11th, but dips into the rest by the weekend. So, it will be a good time to unwind and enjoy your weekend at home. Now, let us look at the major transit Virgo of this week. I call it a golden transit. On July 16th, the sun will enter Cancer, your 11th house, joining exalted Jupiter there. Normally or technically, the sun is debilitated in Cancer, but because exalted Jupiter is joining him, a Neej Bhanga forms and the debilitation gets cancelled. This creates a genuinely supportive window for your gains, network, friendship, and long term vision. The Sun and Jupiter together in your 11th house gives a real boost to your gains, your network, your friendship, your long term wishes. The Sun gives visibility and Jupiter gives abundance. Now, this is a supportive window for income, growth. Old gains stuck somewhere may finally come through. Salary discussion can open up, and your earning power gets a real upgrade. However, big financial commitments and major contracts are best held until once Mercury goes direct on 24th. Mercury is your Lagna Lord. Mercury also represents our communication and intellect, and that is why you will see me talking more about Mercury. Now, financially, this transit carries extra depth because Jupiter is your fourth and seventh lord. So, gains this month may specifically come through home related deals, property, business partnership, or through your spouse income. Watch these areas closely. Your network expands beautifully this month. Influential people enter your circle. Old friends return with offers and social currency rises. Use this energy to nurture connections rather than chase them. People come to you now. And why I'm saying 1 month is because Sun will be there for 30 days. Now, Sun and Jupiter together will also affect your fifth house. Fifth house represents our children, kids, romance, our creativity, our intelligence, our joy, our entertainment, our mantra sadhana. So many things, fifth house. Now, creative projects you had paused may suddenly find new energy. The sun is aspecting, it will throw light on it, and you will feel energized in these areas. And romance may also feel deepen and quite energetic. Conversation with your kids also will become warmer. And for students, focus and intellectual clarity will improve noticeably. This is all good things happening for you, Virgo. Now, long-term wishes that felt distant suddenly looks possible. The 11th house is the house of dreams, realized our dreams and our wishes of home, our hopes. And Sun and Jupiter here makes the universe respond when you ask clearly. For Virgo, in any field that depends on networking, sales, large group dynamics, this transit brings real visibility and growth. Behind the scene preparation now leads to public recognition after July 24th, when your Lagna Lord Mercury goes direct. Spending on friends or social experiences or any building your network is supported. With Sun and joining exalted Jupiter, the expenses will be seen as an investment and not loss in the long run. With this good thought, let's look at the weekly indicator. Person is high, career and finance is high, social is high, love is medium, and health is medium. Mercury or Lagna Lord is retrograde in the 10th house, which can bring mental fatigue, scattered focus, focus at work area and tensions in the head or eyes. Sleep on time, take short breaks during the day, and protect your eyes from too much of screen time. One remedy I want to share here is reach out to one old friend this week, someone you have lost touch with, and send this message, especially on Wednesday, or call them on Wednesday or Thursday. This will be a good idea. So, to all the precise natives of the zodiac, this is a golden week. Have a good week ahead, and if you need any one-on-one consultation, please reach out to me on the given mobile number or email ID, which is given on the screen. All the best to all the Virgo rising. Welcome to all the Libra rising. Libra, we have four transits this week. Three of them belongs to the moon, and one is the sun moving into Cancer, which is the golden transit of this week. But let us start with the moon first, the planet of emotions and feelings, to see how you're going to feel this week. On July 12th, the moon will enter Gemini into your ninth house. So your emotional focus shifts towards fortune, learning, and bigger picture of life. You may feel quite pulled to learn something new, reconnect with a teacher, or with your father, or plan a trip abroad. The moon directly aspects your third house of courage and communication, which gives you the energy to act on what you're feeling. So, the Diva tip is use these 2 days to learn, plan, or to have the meaningful conversation. A short trip or a long trip, or call your father or a mentor, which will especially feel very warm. Now, on July 14, moon will enter Cancer in your 10th house. So, your emotional focus shifts straight to your career. 10th house is the career, status, and public reputation. The moon from the 10th will aspect the 4th house of home, which adds quite pull between work and family. So, work life balance is calling you. So, the Diva tip here is use these 2 days for career moves, send the important emails, schedule the meeting, do that presentation, finish the pending work, and keep family conversations also soft. Now, on July 16, the moon enters Leo into your 11th house. Your emotional focus now shifts towards friends, gains, social network, your long term wishes. Old friends may reach out, and your social side will naturally feel alive. The moon affects your fifth house from 11th. Fifth house is romance and creativity. So, the Diva tip is reconnect with old friends, attend a gathering, or revisit a long term goal. This is a beautiful, or I can say these 2 days are beautiful days for social warmth and gains. Even good to spend time with your romantic partner or with your kids. Now, the moon week starts thoughtful, moves into your career midweek when it goes into 10,000, lives socially by the end of this weekend. Now, let us look at the major transit of this week. I call it a golden transit. So, on July 16, the sun enters Cancer, your 10th house of career, joining the exalted Jupiter. Technically, the sun gets debilitated in Cancer, but it is joining exalted Jupiter, and it is in the 10th house where it gets directional strength. This is forming a niche bhang yoga, which is it is cancellation of the debilitation. Now, this creates a genuinely supportive window, especially for your 10th house themes, which is your work, career, status, and public reputation. Now, if you can see on the screen, Sun and Jupiter both are there in your 10th house. It is giving a real boost to your career, your status, and your relationship with authority figures. The Sun gives you the visibility, and Jupiter gives you the wisdom and grace. Now, this is a strong career window. Like we have discussed, bosses and seniors will notice you more. Opportunity opens up, and your professional standing rises. Use this window to refine your work behind the scenes. Save this big announcement and major commitments for once Mercury goes direct on 24th of July. Now, why I'm bringing Mercury here is Mercury is a communication, and Mercury represents intellect. So we are highly dependent on Mercury. And remember, Sun is joining Jupiter only for this month, only for these 30 days, while Jupiter is exalted in your 10th house. And this is really a golden window because Sun takes 30 days to go to each house and to come back to your 10th house. So while Jupiter is exalted for a year in your 10th house, Sun is meeting him only for these 30 days. So this is really a golden opportunity because Sun and Jupiter both makes a very auspicious yoga in the world of astrology. Now this transit also carries a subtle wealth angle. The Sun is your 11th lord of gains. So it's meeting with Jupiter in the 10th house of career. It is going 12th from itself. But what happens is the 10th house of career, this transit also carries a subtle wealth angle. The Sun is your 11th lord of gains. So it's meeting with Jupiter on your 10th house. 10th house is of career, specifically points to income flowing through your work this month because 11th house is gain and 10th house is our work. So income is coming through your work. So you can expect a salary increase, a bonus through a project or a new professional opening, and all of this is possible. Now, Sun and Jupiter together also aspects your fourth house of home, mother, and emotional foundation. So even as career rises, home life finds quite stability. All domestic tension softens, your mother well-being gets a lift, and your inner peace also grows alongside your outer success. For Libra working under seniors or in any hierarchical setup, this transit brings favor from authority figure. Why? Because Sun is authority. Sun will support you here. People in power starts to support you. So use this energy to build a long-term relationship with people at work, especially influential people at work. Now your reputation gets a real lift. The 10th house is the house of karma, and you are known for that, Librans. And Sun and Jupiter here supports gentle repair of your public image. If it needs rebuilding, this is the time. Any lingering workplace tension or professional friction may find natural resolution during this month, during these 30 days. Old disputes can settle with less conflict, and especially if you approach them with patience. Now, property and home matters also gets a beautiful lift through the fourth house aspect. So, if you have been thinking about buying, renovating, or renting your property or moving, the next few weeks support quite progress, and major property decisions are best timed after the Mercury goes direct. The spending on your career, your visibility, or any higher learning courses, certification, or on home improvement is highly supported. With Sun joining exalted Jupiter, the expenses is investment and not a loss. Now, because Sun is going 12th from itself, we have to talk about the expenditure and the expenses. But this will be in the long run, you will realize it is more of investment and not a loss. Now, with this good thought, let us look at the weekly indicator. Personal is high, career and money, finance is also high, social is also high, love is medium, health is medium. Mercury retrograde in your ninth house, which can bring mental restlessness, scattered thoughts, focus on bigger life questions, and tensions around long-term distance. Long distance travel or higher learning will be on your mind. So, what you can do is sleep on time, eat home cooked warm meals, and avoid overthinking. Also, pay attention to your sleep cycle. Now, one remedy here is send that sincere thank you message to your boss, to that mentor, or to your that friend or a former teacher this week. Acknowledging people who helped you helps you rise. So, to all the balanced scales of the zodiac, this is your golden week. Have a good week ahead. And if you need any one on one consultation, please reach out to me on the given mobile number or email ID. All the best to all the Librans. Welcome to all the Scorpio rising. Scorpio, we have four transit this week. Three of them belongs to the moon, and one of them is the sun moving into Cancer, which is a golden transit of the week. But let us start with the moon transits first. Why? Because moon, the planet of emotions and feelings. So to see how you are going to feel this week. On July 12th, the moon enters Gemini into your eighth house. Now your emotional focus shifts towards hidden matters, joint finances, and deeper layer of your life. Even if you're doing any kind of research, you may feel introspective, intuitive, and emotionally intense. The moon will aspect the second house of family and wealth, which brings money or family matters quietly to the surface. So the diva tip is sit with what comes up these 2 days and do not react quickly. Use these days for research, investigation, or honest reflection, and avoid sharing too much with others for these 2 days. Now on July 14, the moon enters Cancer, your ninth house. Your emotional focus now shifts towards fortune, learning, and the bigger picture in life. So this is a quiet pull towards learning. Your father, your mentor, or a long distance plan may come to the surface. The moon aspects your third house from the ninth house, third house of courage and communication, which gives you the energy to act what you're feeling. So the diva tip here is use these 2 days to learn, plan, or call your father or mentor or a teacher. A short trip or a long trip, both are meaningful, and even deeper conversation will feel especially warm. Now on July 16, the moon enters Leo, your 10th house. Your emotional focus now shifts to your straight to your career status and public reputation. The moon aspects the fourth house from the 10th house. Fourth house is a home, which adds quite pull between work and family. So work life balance is also calling you. So the diva tip is use these 2 days, especially for career moves. Schedule the meeting, send that email, do that presentation, finish what is pending. People in authority will notice you these 2 days. The moon week starts deep and introspective, moves to dharma in your ninth house, and midweek it ends with a high on career. Now let us talk about the major transit of this week. The golden transit is what I call it. On 16th of July, the sun enters Cancer, your ninth house of fortune, joining the exalted Jupiter there. Now, technically, Sun gets debilitated in Cancer, but because exalted Jupiter is joining him, a niche bhanga forms and the debilitation gets cancelled. Now, this creates a genuinely supportive window, especially for your ninth house. Ninth house represents fortune, dharma, father, guru, and a higher learning. The Sun and Jupiter together in the ninth house gives a real boost to your fortune, your dharma, your father, your guru, your higher learning, to your philosophy of your life, to your long distance travel. The Sun gives you visibility, and Jupiter gives you the wisdom and grace. Now, remember, Sun and Jupiter both creates a very auspicious yoga in the world of astrology. And while Jupiter is exalted after 12 years in your ninth house of fortune, Sun will meet Jupiter only for these 30 days, because Sun takes 30 days to move in each sign or each house. And by the time it reaches back to your ninth house, Jupiter will be moved to your 10th house, and they both cannot meet while Jupiter is exalted. So, this is really a golden window, and that's how I'm calling it a golden window. So, this is the strong window for you. Luck genuinely opens up. Opportunity that felt blocked starts to move. Blessing from elders will quietly arrive, and your sense of direction in life gets a real upgrade. However, big foreign trips and major commitments are best timed after Mercury goes direct. Why I'm bringing Mercury in the Sun transit is Mercury is our intellect and our communication, and that is how we have to give the importance to Mercury as well. Now, your relationship with your father gets a real lift. Old distance softens, conversation becomes easier, and his blessings flow more freely now. Honor him this month with a call, a visit, or simply quiet acknowledge his presence in your life, even towards your mentor and teachers. Now, higher learning gets a beautiful activation. So, if you have been thinking about a course, a degree, or certification, your PhD or research, or going back to study something, the next few weeks are genuinely supportive. Filling the form and documentation once Mercury goes direct if possible. Now, financially, this transit supports gains through ancestral connection, unexpected windfalls, or long term investment that begin to bear fruits. Now, watch these areas closely. Remember that 1 month transit opens the window. Your consistent effort will walk through it. And for Scorpio, in teaching, publishing, law, religion, or any dharmic field, this transit brings authority and recognition. So your work begins to carry real weight, and the right audience starts finding you. Spending on travel, on pilgrimage, on higher learning courses, or giving to your father, to your mentor guru, is all of these are supported. With Sun joining exalted Jupiter, the expenses is an investment and not a loss. Now, with this great thought, let's look at the weekly indicator. Personal is high, career money is high, social is high, love is medium, health is medium. Mercury retrograde in your eighth house, which can bring tension or emotional intensity that drains your body. So, sleep early, avoid stressful late night conversation, and protect your nervous system for this week. And one remedy is call your father mentor this week if you're no longer in touch with them. And if your father is not there, you can still remember him, light a diya in his memory, especially if you can do it on Thursday. So, to all the deep feeling scorpions of the zodiac, this is your golden week. So, have a good week ahead. And if you need any one on one consultation, please reach out to me on the given mobile number or email ID. All the best to all the Scorpio. Welcome to all the Sagittarius rising. Sagittarius, we have four transits this week. Three of them belongs to the moon, and one is the sun moving into Cancer, which is the golden transit of this week. But before we talk about the sun's transit, let us look at the moon transit first, the planet of emotions and feelings, to see how we are going to feel this. Now, on 12th, the moon enters Gemini into your seventh house. Your emotion or emotional focus shifts towards your partner, your spouse, or to your closest one on one relationship. You will feel a pull to connect, to talk, to resolve something with the person closest to you. The moon from 7th will aspect you, the first house, which means how your partner shows up today directly affects how you feel. So, the diva tip here is use these 2 days for honest conversation with your partner. Listen more than you speak, and old tensions can soften these 2 days if you approach gently. Now, on July 14, the moon will enter Cancer in your eighth house. This is a heavy one. Your emotional focus shifts towards hidden matter joint finances, and deeper layer of your life, that you will reflect more. You will feel intuitive, introspective, or quietly intense. The moon from it will aspect the second house of family and wealth, which brings money or family matters quietly to the surface. Now, the diva tip is sit with what comes up for these 2 days. Do not react quickly. Use these days for research, investigation, or quiet reflection, and avoid oversharing. Now, on July 16, the moon enters Leo into your ninth house. Your emotional focus shifts toward fortune, learning, and the bigger picture. A warm pull towards your father, your mentor, your guru, or something meaningful also rises. The moon from ninth will aspect the third house of courage and communication, which gives you the energy to act on what you are feeling. So the Diva tippers use these 2 days to learn, plan, or call your mentor, teacher, or father. A short trip or a long trip, meaningful conversation will feel especially uplifting. The moon week starts in partnership in your seventh house, dips into depth in the midweek in your eighth house, and lifts beautifully into dharma by the weekend in your ninth house. Now, let us look at the major transit of this week, the golden transit, I call it. On July 16, the sun enters Cancer, your eighth house, joining the exalted Jupiter there. Now, technically, the sun gets debilitated in the sign of Cancer, but because exalted Jupiter is joining him, a Nijbhanga yoga is forming and the debilitation gets cancelled. Now, this creates genuinely supportive window for your inner transformation, hidden matters, and joint resources. Now, the Sun and Jupiter together in your eighth house. Let's see what all can happen. Firstly, your intuition will get a boost. Your hidden gains, your joint finances, and the deeper layers of your life will all come to the surface. The Sun gives the visibility to what was hidden, and Jupiter brings wisdom to handle it. This transit carries a rare, subtle depth for Sagittarius. Jupiter is your Lagna Lord, and Sun is your ninth Lord of Fortune. Their meeting in the eighth house creates a classical Vipreet Raj Yoga kind of thing, which means gains and transformation may come through what feels like difficult at first. And whatever surfaces this month, trust what that it is clearing something old to make room for something new, for something better. Now remember, Jupiter exaltation comes once in 12 years, and Sun meeting Jupiter, exalted Jupiter, will also come once in a year. So Sun and Jupiter combination is very auspicious in the world of astrology, and this window is right now. So that is how I'm calling it a golden window. So this is a strong window for inheritance, insurance claims, tax refunds, any joint financial matter that was stuck. Money that was tied up may finally come through. Spouse income or joint resources may also see a quiet boost during these 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, while Sun is there in the eighth house. Now, Sun and Jupiter together from the eighth house will aspect your second house of family, wealth, and speech, even our food. So even as deeper matter surface in the eighth house, your direct income, family relationship, and daily speech all carry beautiful Jupiter's blessings. Family conversation becomes warmer and your words land more gracefully. Your intuition sharpens significantly this month. Research, investigation, occult studies, or any deep work that requires going beneath the surface gets a real lift. Present side that comes to you in the quiet moments this month. Now, for Sagittarian, going through any kind of inner transformation, healing journey, or therapeutic work, this transit supports real breakthrough. Even if you're a research scholar or doing your PhDs, what was buried surfaces gently with Jupiter's grace, softening the whole process. A quiet care note, because Jupiter is your Lagna Lord and it is entering, it's already there in the eighth house, and now Sun is also joining. So, some physical fatigue or sensitivity to emotional weight is natural for these 30 days. So, rest properly, avoid taking on other people's problem, and give your body more attention than usual. And a word of care for paperwork also. The eighth house rules sudden changes and unexpected events. Mercury is retrograde until 24th of July. So double check joint financial paperwork, contracts involving shared assets, and any insurance or any tax matters before signing it. Do a double check. As Sun is going 12th from itself, spending on healing, therapy, occult learning, doing your research, PhD, or quite personal transformation is very much supported. With Sun joining exalted Jupiter, the expenditure or expenses which are done on these areas is an investment and not really a loss. With this good thought, let's look at the weekly indicator. Personal is medium, career and finance is medium, social is medium, love is medium, health is a bit low. Mercury retrograde in your seventh house, the Sun moving into the eighth house, which which can bring physical fatigue, emotional intensity, and tension in your lower abdomen or reproductive system. Take care of your spouse health as well. Sleep on time, eat warm meals, and avoid taking too much of emotional weight from others, especially for these 2 3 weeks. Take care of your spouse health as well. Now, one remedy is practice 10 minutes of silence each morning when you wake up. Sit, breathe, and quieten the mind. You can begin on Monday. So, to all the seeking archers of the zodiac, this is quietly powerful golden week. Have a good week ahead. And if you need any one on one consultation, you can reach out to me on the mobile number and email ID given on the screen. All the best. Welcome to all the Capricorn rising. Capricorn, we have 4 transits this week. 3 of them belongs to the moon and one is sun moving into Cancer, which is the golden transit of this week. But before we start talking about the sun's transit, let us look at the moon, the planet of emotions and feelings, to see how you're going to feel this week. On July 12th, the moon enters Gemini in your sixth house. So your emotional focus shifts towards your daily routine, your health, small obstacles. You may feel slightly restless, slightly tense with your daily routine. Daily matters will demand your attention. The moon from 6 will directly aspect your 12th house of rest and inner life, which means your body is asking for both action and quiet. So the diva tip here is tackle these 2 days on the small pending task, then rest properly and avoid arguments, especially with colleagues, and drink extra water. On July 14, moon will enter Cancer, your seventh house. So your emotional focus shifts towards your marriage, your partner, your spouse, or your closest one-on-one relationship. You will feel a pull to connect, to talk, to resolve something, and the moon from here will aspect your first house, yourself, which means how your partner shows up today directly affects how you feel. So the diva tip here is use these 2 days for honest conversation with your partner. Listen more than you speak. Old tensions can soften these 2 days if approached with patience. Now, on July 16, the moon enters Leo into your eighth house. Your emotional focus shifts towards hidden matters, joint finances, deeper layer of your life. You become more intuitive, introspective, or quietly intense. The moon from eighth will aspect your second house of family and finances, which brings money or family matters to the surface. So the diva tip is sit with what comes up today. Do not react quickly. Use these 2 days for research, investigation, or quiet reflection, and avoid oversharing for these 2 days because moon can make you more emotional and you can talk more. So the moon week starts in daily routine in the sixth house, moves into partnership midweek, that is the seventh house, and dips into depth by the weekend. So it's a good time at home at the weekend that you can take time to rest and to reflect. Now let us look at the major transit of this week. I call this a golden transit. So on July 16, the sun enters Cancer into your seventh house and joins exalted Jupiter. Now technically the sun is debilitated in the sign of Cancer, but because exalted Jupiter is joining him, a niche bhanga forms and the debilitation gets cancelled. Now, this creates a genuinely supportive window, especially for your seventh house theme, which is spouse, marriage, business, partnership, and your public deal. Now, if you look at the screen, the Sun and Jupiter together in your seventh house gives a real boost to your marriage, your business partnership, and your one on one relationship. The Sun gives the visibility, and Jupiter gives wisdom and grace. This is a strong partnership window. Marriage prospects opens up, existing relationship finds a deeper warmth, and business partnership moves forward beautifully. However, signing major contract or finishing or finalizing new partnership deals is best held until the Mercury goes direct. Now, why I'm talking about Mercury into the Sun's transit? This Mercury is our communication and our intellect. We cannot ignore Mercury, and so we have to bring him in, especially when it is the time for signing any documentation. Otherwise, you can also go ahead for it, but double check everything because Mercury retrograde is really, it gives a tough time. Now, if you run a business or a deal with a client, expect sudden out of the blue messages or contracts from foreign clients or people living in different cities or countries. For Capricorn, considering foreign marriage prospects or partnership with other with people from other countries, this transit especially activates that possibility as well. Now, foreign connections in love and business become more likely to enter your life this month. Why I'm saying this month in weekly? Because Sun is going to be there for 30 days, joining Jupiter. And always remember, Sun and Jupiter makes a very auspicious auspicious combination, conjunction in the world of astrology. And this happens, I think, this happens once in 12 years. How? Because Jupiter gets exalted in Cancer once in 12 years. Sun will join Jupiter only for these 30 days, because Sun moves 30 days in each sign. And by the time it comes back to your seventh house, your exalted Jupiter must have moved forward. So, yes, that is how we are calling it a golden window. Now, Sun and Jupiter together also aspects the first house from the seventh house, which is directly onto you. So, even as partnership rise, your own personality, your confidence, and your visibility get a real lift. People see you in the new, more graceful light this month. Now, your spouse or business partner they also may suddenly receive recognition, a promotion, or unexpected good news this month. Their rise lifts your own life quietly alongside it. Now, for Capricorn, who has been single or looking for a meaningful partnership, this transit creates real opening. The right person may enter your life, or someone from your past may return with serious intent. Now, a subtle note on the lordship: Sun is your eighth lord, and Jupiter is your 12th lord. Now, their meeting in the seventh house means partnership may bring unexpected shift, expenses, or a foreign connection. Jupiter's exaltation ensures that these turn constructive rather than difficult, but stay alert to underlying dynamics rather than just surface warmth. Now, for Capricorn in business, this transit brings new opportunities, larger deals, renewed trust from key partners. Use this window to nurture the relationship you already have. The big moves can wait. Now, spending on your partner, on the relationship, on your wedding, or any foreign deal or any business partnership upgrade is all supported these 30 days. With Sun joining exalted Jupiter, the expenses is an investment and not really a loss. Now, with this good thought, let's look at the weekly indicator. Personal is high, career finance is high, social is high, love is also high. Only health is medium. Mercury is retrograde in your sixth house of health, which can bring small health irritation, daily routine disruption, or a workplace fatigue. Even your pets can have a health issue. So stick to your routine carefully this week. Take care of them as well. Eat warm, simple, home cooked meals and avoid skipping the rest. And one remedy I can share with you is honor your partner this week. Cook a meal together, take a walk together, or simply spend uninterrupted time with them. So, to all the steady mountain goats of the zodiac, this is your golden week for partnership. If you need any one on one consultation, please reach out to me on the given mobile number and email ID. Welcome to all the Aquarius rising. Aquarius, we have four transits this week. Three of them belongs to the moon, and one is the sun moving into Cancer, which is the golden transit of this week. But before we talk about the golden transit, let us start with the moon, the planet of emotions and feelings, to see how we are going to feel this week. Now, on July 12th, the moon enters Gemini into your fifth house. Your emotional focus shifts towards romance, children's creativity, play, and even joy and entertainment. You will feel lighter, more expressive, more open to joy. The moon directly aspects the 11th house from the 5th, 11th house of gains and friends, which means your social side will also feel naturally alive. So, the Diva tip is: use these 2 days for fun, for joy, entertainment. Plan something with friends, spend time with your children, with your romantic partner. Post that creative work. Even romance feels warm and very easy these 2 days. On July 16, the moon enters Leo, your seventh house. The emotions focus now shifts towards your marriage partner, your spouse, or your closest one on one relationship. You will feel a strong pull to connect with people. The moon from the seventh will aspect your first house, which means how your partner shows up these 2 days directly affects how you feel. So, the Diva tip is: use these 2 days for honest conversation, especially with your partner. Old tension can soften, and especially if you approached gently and listen more than you speak. The moon week starts joyful in the fifth house, dips into daily matter in the midweek in the sixth house, and lifts into partnership warmth by the weekend. Good time to spend at home by the weekend. Now let us look at the major transit of this week, the golden transit. On July 16, the sun enters Cancer, your sixth house, joining the exalted Jupiter. Now technically, sun is debilitated in Cancer, but because exalted Jupiter is joining him, a niche bhanga forms and the debilitation gets cancelled. Now this creates a genuinely supportive window, especially for your sixth house themes, which is your daily routine, work environment, health, your pets, your competition, and old debts. Now, if you look at the screen, the Sun and Jupiter together is there in your sixth house. It's really giving you the boost, especially your daily work environment, your health, your pets, and your competitive edge. Now, the sun gives you visibility, Jupiter gives you the wisdom to handle daily challenges with grace. And this is a strong window for victory over competition, obstacles, any old conflict with work colleagues, court cases, workplace dispute, or matters that were stuck may find favorable moment now. And pending debts and EMIs become easier to handle, and your daily routine also becomes more disciplined. The transit carries an interesting wealth angle as well for Aquarius. Jupiter is your second lord of wealth and 11 lord of gains. A meeting Sun in the sixth house of daily work means income specifically flows through overcoming obstacles, service work, or handling old debts wisely this month. The gains come through the daily work, daily grind, and not around it. Sun and Jupiter together also aspects the 12th house from the 6th house, 12th house of rest, foreign matters, and hidden expenses. So, as work life becomes more active, your sleep or your inner peace and your foreign matters may also receive quite lift. Old visa documentation, your foreign trip, or relocation paperwork may move forward gently. Health gets a real upgrade this month. Your old issues that were lingering may finally find a resolution. If you have been waiting to start a fitness routine, a healing program, a health routine, or a new diet, this is the window. Jupiter blesses every honest effort here. If you have a pet, especially one going through any health issues or any routine behavioral issue, this transit supports gentle resolution for them as well. Now, for Aquarius in service based work, if you are in a service industry or if you are in medicine, in law, in healing, in fitness, this transit brings real recognition. Your daily efforts begin to translate into visible respect and gains. Now, for students preparing for competitive exams, sixth houses for a competition. Now, this is a beautiful combination, auspicious combination to focus and to go for your competition for your interviews. Use this week to study, practice, and refine, and especially this will be more beneficial once even Mercury goes direct. Now, a note on partnership, because Sun is your seventh lord and it is moving 12th from itself into the sixth, so you may face partnership related expenses, sudden travel connected to business associate, or a temporary strain around shared responsibility. Handle it with patience, and Jupiter's grace softens the friction, so nothing to worry, but you need to pay attention on your spouse health as well. Now, spending on health, healing, foreign trip, legal matter, or resolving old debts is supported. With Sun joining exalted Jupiter, the expenses is an investment and not a loss. Now, with this good thought, let's look at the weekly indicator. Personal is high, career and money is high, social is medium, love is medium, health is medium. Mercury is retrograde in your fifth house, which can bring mental restlessness, scattered thoughts, especially creativity, and fifth houses are intellect, and Mercury is also a lot of intelligence. You may overthink, and romantic or family matters, you need to pay attention. Sleep on time, take care of your spouse health if you're married, give your mind regular breaks, and avoid heavy decisions about kids or romantic life this week. One remedy is serve someone in need this week, feed a stray animal, donate medicines to hospital, or quietly help a colleague who is struggling. The sixth house is the house of seva, service, and the more you give selflessly, the more Sun and Jupiter blesses your daily life. And Saturday is the best day for this. So, to all the visionaries of the zodiac, this is your golden week. Have a good week ahead. And if you need any one on one consultation, please reach out to me on the mobile number or email ID given on the screen. All the best to you. Welcome to all the Pisces rising. Pisces, we have four transit this week. Three of them belongs to the moon, and one is about Sun moving into Cancer, which is the golden transit of this week, or I can say for this month. But before we talk about Sun's transit, let us talk about the moon, the planet of emotions and feelings, to see how we are going to feel this week. Now, on July 12th, the moon enters Gemini into your fourth house. Your emotional focus shifts entirely towards home, family, and your mother. Fourth house is about our home, our mental peace, our domestic life, our mother. You will feel a strong pull to rest, cook, or simply slow down at home. The moon from the fourth house will aspect the 10th house of career, which means home and work pull at you from opposite ends. So, work life balance is required. So, the diva tip here is honor your home today today or for these 2 days from 12th to 14th of July. Spend time with your mother, eat comforting food, or simply stay at home or maybe work from home. Avoid scheduling heavy work meeting if you can for these 2 days. On July 16th, the moon enters Leo, your sixth house, and this is a heavy one. Your emotional focus shifts towards daily routine, your health, and the small obstacles. Now, you may feel slightly restless with little daily matters demanding attention. Your pets can also demand attention. The moon from 6th will aspect your 12th house of rest, which means your body is asking for both action and for quiet. Now, the Diva tip for these 2 days is tackle the small pending tasks these 2 days, then rest properly. Avoid arguments, especially with work colleagues, and drink extra water. The moon week starts at home in the fourth house, opens up to joy midweek, and turns into daily routine by the weekend. So it's a good time at the weekend to do cleaning at your work to your house. Now let us look at the major transit of this week. The golden transit on July 16th, the sun enters Cancer, your fifth house, joining the exalted Jupiter, your Lagna Lord, your ruler. Normally the sun is debilitated in Cancer, but because exalted Jupiter is joining him, a Neech Bhanga yoga is getting formed and the debilitation is getting cancelled. This creates a genuinely supportive window, especially for the fifth house theme, which is romance, children, creativity, intelligence, spiritual practices, your joy, and your entertainment. Now, if you look at the screen Pisces, the Sun and Jupiter, they are together in the fifth house. This is giving a real boost to your romance, your children, your creativity, intelligence, and to your spiritual practices. The Sun gives you the visibility, and Jupiter gives you the wisdom and grace. And because Jupiter is your own Lagna Lord, this transit is especially very, very personal for you. Now, let me also remind you that Jupiter gets exalted once in 12 years, and Sun will meet Jupiter only once in a year. So, this is really a golden window and make good use of it. This is a strong creative window for you. Old creative projects that were stuck find new energy, especially writers, artists, performers, content creator, anyone who's doing anything in creation, in creativity. Everything you touch this month carries Jupiter's grace and Sun's energy. Save the public launches, maybe post Mercury goes direct, but doesn't matter. This is such a wonderful combination. Now, this transit carries extra career depth for Pisces because Jupiter is your 10th lord of career, alongside being your Lagna lord. So, your creative work this month is not just personal joy, it directly feeds your career trajectory as well. Whatever you build creatively now becomes the foundation of your professional rise later. Now, Sun and Jupiter together also aspect the 11th house of gains from the 5th house. 11th house is for the gains, friends, long term wishes, our social network. So, as creativity rises from the fifth house, the real income and recognition also begins to follow. Friends from the past may return with the offers, and long pending dreams suddenly looks possible again. Now, romance gets a beautiful lift. The sun presence may bring some ego clashes or sudden friction, but existing relationship deepens, new connections that feel meaningful may enter your life, and the quality of love itself becomes more conscious. The exalted Lagna Lord Jupiter ensures that any conflicts resolved with maturity and grace. And if you have been single, this is the fortunate window for meeting someone real. Now, for Pisces with kids, this is a wonderful month to spend time with them. Their progress in studies, sports, any creative pursuits may also receive quite lift. Conversation with them becomes warmer and more meaningful. For student, this transit brings sudden mental clarity, focus, and intellectual breakthrough. If you are preparing for exams or research, the next few weeks support deep absorption and understanding. And for spiritual practice, practitioners also receives a real upgrade. Meditation, mantra, prayers, or any inner discipline becomes naturally easier. The fifth house is the mantra sthana for a mantra siddhi, and Jupiter's blessing is activating that side of your life. Spending on your children or creative tools on romance or on courses that expands your mind is supported. With Sun joining exalted Jupiter, the expenses is an investment and not a loss. And speculative gains are also on the cards, but until Mercury is retrograde, can advise you caution. Now, with this good thought, let's look at the weekly indicator. Personal is high, career and money is high, social is high, love is high, everything is high. Health is medium for you, Pisces. Saturn is sitting on your Lagna this year, and Mercury is retrograde in your fourth house, which can bring mental fatigue, restlessness, especially at home. and disturbed sleep. So sleep on time, eat warm and home cooked meals, and protect your mental rest carefully for this week. I would say for next 30 days. Now, one remedy I want to share here with you is the read or listen to any chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Even if it is only for 10 minutes. The fifth house is for mantrasthana. You can initiate any new mantra. Jupiter is your Lagna Lord. You can also start with your mantra for your Lagna Lord, which will bless you directly. Reading something sacred, even if not Bhagavad Gita, if you're from other religion, reading something sacred this week or starting a new mantra practice will multiply the grace of this auspicious transit far beyond what any donation or any other ritual can give you. So, to all the intuitive fish of the zodiac, this is the golden week for you. Have a good week ahead. And if you need any one on one consultation, please reach out to me on the given mobile number or email ID. All the best to all the Pisces rising. This sums up our weekly prediction. Take what resonates and leave what does not. As we always say, astrology is not about predictions, but it is about preparation. So, have a successful week ahead, and I will see you in the next video. Jai Hari Vitthal.